Welcome to All Things Moore County, Moore County's weekly radio show, highlighting the many facets of the Sandhills. That includes real estate, lifestyles, community, and neighborhood. And now, from 4 Properties, here's your host, Bill Sahadi.
Good morning and welcome to the talk show, All Things Moore County. Dorothy, is it safe to say that school is back in session everywhere in Moore County?
Yes, I think it is.
We've been doing this show for 9 years, and this is our first opportunity to sit down with the Sandhills Community College.
Wow, really?
Yeah. When I moved here in 1999, Moore County was arguably a sleepy community, on the cusp
Oh,
of
I know. I grew up here.
possibly growing. And the U.S. Opens happened. The demographic shifts started to change in 05, 06. We had a little bit of a meltdown economically in 07, 08. And all throughout, how many times have we spoken on the show in the last 17 or 18 years, how much Moore County has changed?
Oh, I could see how much it's changed. It's huge change.
Things that were important in 2002 are not anywhere near as important as they are today. And
No.
things that were maybe an afterthought have actually become, have grown in stature. And I'm talking, and we're going to be talking all this show about the Sandhills Community College. It was chartered in 1963. And the Sandhills Community College is a member of the North Carolina Community College system. It was the first comprehensive community college in North Carolina to offer a college transfer program. College began classes in 1966. A couple of years ago, with the advent of social media, the community college got a lot of attention because of their basketball
Oh,
team.
yeah, I remember that.
And I don't recall the year, but we're sitting here today with 5 representatives from the school, and the community college has actually, I think, approached iconic stature in Moore County, both culturally, economically.
Yeah.
And how many shows have we had talking about the education system in Moore County at the public school level?
I don't have that many fingers. I can't count them.
I know, and we only do one show a week.
Yeah.
We want an opportunity to inform people, educate people today about all that the college offers. Just last weekend, we had a show on the Ruth Pauley Lecture Series.
Yep.
Guess where that's going to be held?
I believe it's at Sandhills.
At the Owens Auditorium. Guess who I wrote an email to this morning?
I have no idea.
David Gergen.
Oh.
We're trying to get him to come to the 2018 lecture series.
Oh, cool.
And if I'm not mistaken, they just had their first speaker this past Tuesday night. And the Ruth Pauley lecture series will run through March. More importantly than that, we've been to a couple of fundraisers at the Owens Auditorium. The college stands ready to facilitate and to assist many different groups in Moore County.
Yeah.
So it's become more and more a center of the lifestyle that people are living here. Let me briefly introduce everybody, because everyone could probably just be their own show in talking about their different departments. Aaron Denton, who is the athletic director, is here. Ryan Riggin, who is the director of recruiting, is here. Lindsey Farmer, who is the Director of Veteran Affairs, which we're going to focus on a little bit today, too, because of the changing demographics. Johnathon Garrison, who oversees scholarships, work-study programs, but today, I think most importantly, Johnathon, we're going to be talking about the Sandhills Promise Program. Okay. And Rose George, who was on the show maybe 8 or 9 years ago in a different capacity, she's the director of the Lifelong Learning Institute. We have a lot of things to cover today. Lindsey, I want to start with you. Was there a director of Veteran Affairs Department 10 years ago at the community college?
So, Bill, there was a director, but it was just director of financial aid, and we had this itty-bitty student veteran population
Right.
that was housed under that. So within the last 10 years, you talked about our demographics changing.
Yeah.
Our veteran and military student population has just exploded in the
Right.
last 10 years. So we went from about 99 military-related students in 2007 to today we have around 400. And that really makes up about 10% of our general student curriculum population. So we just have been growing by leaps and bounds, and that includes active duty service members, their dependents. Veterans make up the largest population in terms of our military population, and then also their dependents.
Yeah. You see it from the point of view of the community college. We see it on the real estate side of our business because of all the people moving into town, and we talk about how much younger the area has gotten. Children everywhere, kids growing up, completely different from what it looked like in 2002 when it was your father's Pinehurst golf community, retirement community. It still is, but it's now so much more. Yours is a full-time position.
Yes, it is. And my full title is Director of Financial Aid and Veterans Affairs. But in the last couple of years, we just felt like we needed to designate and add the and Veterans Affairs to my title because it does make up such a large part of our, our population, our student population. So we did break that out just to designate that.
How do you get the word out to the community? Is it word of mouth? Is it your web page, your website? There's got to be a lot of marketing involved in broadcasting.
Yes, it really is word of mouth. Within our military community, a lot of things happen through word of mouth.
Right.
So we have found that to be the case. We'll have students come in and we'll say, well, how did you find out about us? So, well, my buddy, just came here. And, the number one reason why people pass along our name to their buddies and family members is Mrs. Taylor, our VA coordinator. She becomes like a second mother to our veteran students. So they really find a place to call home when they're transitioning out of the military. So that's how we communicate a lot with our military community. And then, of course, we do have, we just have a brand new website for the college. So all of our VA web pages have been updated and look great. So there's a ton of information there at sandhills.edu. In the center of the page, there's a veterans block. And then just, traditional advertising as well.
What can a veteran, because when you say veteran, people think older. We're talking younger, right? Millennials. And what can they expect by stepping into the circle that's known as Sandhills Community College?
Well, over the last 10 years with the increase in the population that we have, we really took a good hard look at, okay, so we have this increasing population. What are the services that they need most?
Right.
And at the heart of what we feel like is being military friendly is offering generous credit or giving credit where credit is due. And what I mean by that is giving academic credit for past military experience. So we take a good hard look at that, and that's important to a lot of our younger vets because they don't want to spend a ton of time in school getting through the basics that they need. So if we can give them credit for what they've already done, we're going to do that through our registrar's office.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, we have a lot of personal services. We're very excited that we were just able to open a brand new Ryan Veterans Center on our campus located in the library. It does my heart so good to walk in there and see our veteran students taking advantage of the space, just socializing with each other, watching TV, studying, doing study groups, eating lunch. So we're excited about that we now have a space that vets can call their own. And then in addition to that, we do have a veteran student club. We love to recognize our veterans during a week of Veterans Day events. We have red, white, and blue graduation cords. So we try and make it a personal experience for our military students.
Yeah, you're a great speaker. Dorothy, can we just make this a Lindsey Farmer show?
If you'd like, it's your show.
Is she not eloquent?
Yes.
No, I'm not trying to. Now she backed away. Now she doesn't want to talk to me
See,
anymore.
you embarrassed her.
I didn't. No, really, you're a great speaker. Would you agree that the tentacles of the Sandhills Community College today reach out way further than they've ever reached out before in Moore County? They touch veterans, but they touch so many different aspects of Moore County living.
Yes, I would say that, absolutely. I moved to the county 10 years ago.
Where are you from?
I'm from eastern North Carolina, right outside of Rocky Mount. So if you hear my accent coming through, I'm trying
I
really
like it,
hard
actually.
not to.
No. What brought you to Moore County?
My husband.
Okay.
Yeah. So I moved here 10 years ago. And, I really see the prominence that has grown in the last 10 years in the community. And at Sandhills, this sounds cliche, but community is literally our middle name.
That's right.
And we really see ourselves as a college of the community and for our community and working within our community. So it's not just about, come to us right after high school. We have tons of other options if you're older students coming back, or Rose is going to talk about a little bit later, continuing education programs that are awesome. And so through those many different programs, we really get to reach out into our community. And with Aaron's programs, with the athletic programs, kids who would have normally gone off to school to play athletics or staying at home to really get an opportunity to play and continue in college.
You bring up a very interesting point. You mentioned the generations. There are no less than 5 generations living in Moore County today. And I think the school touches 4 of them, from the civics right on down. I think the only group that the school doesn't touch are and I don't know, what do they call the kids today who are in elementary and middle school? I don't know. I've lost track.
No, but we actually do touch.
Rose?
We actually do touch that demographic now. This summer was the first summer we did kids enrichment programs.
So
and it was
I'm
hugely
wrong.
successful.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you touch all 5 because
We do.
she mentioned continuing education, and I think of a lot of the adult classes. I get the mailers like everybody else, and every year the booklet gets thicker and thicker. I have a friend who is I just throw this out there. He's an HVAC contractor, and he's very well known, and he's very reputable, from Temp Control, Matt Bialer. I don't know if you know Matt. I met with him a couple of weeks ago. He was doing a follow-up inspection for me, and I was asking him when would I get the report, and he said, no, not till tomorrow. I start my first, continuing ed adult classes, where he's training people to become HVAC technicians. And then he went on Facebook and he posted his pictures. He was walking into class. And I thought, wow. I said, the school just touches so many, it weaves in and out of so many different lives. So you got me thinking as you were talking about the different, not the different generations so much, but the continuing ed. The comment was made about the athletic program and the fact that kids can, instead of leaving, they'll stay in Moore County. Aaron, I remember the basketball championship. To someone who is more of a layman, that really put you guys on the map. But the athletic part of the school is a very important piece as well, isn't it?
We feel like for many institutions, it's a front porch. I think you've said
a front porch. Is
right,
that what you said?
a
That's
front
pretty
porch.
good. Yeah.
I think for Sandhills it's a little different. I think it is in a way, but I think as you've shared, there's so many things that so many ways that the college interacts with the community that it kind of shares that front porch. But I do think it's an important tool to reach students, many students where they are, even students who are not athletes have a different opinion of the college. Right or wrong, they have a different opinion of the college, and usually a positive one, because of the athletic program. So I think it does make an impact on recruitment in that way and how students view the college.
Yeah, the recruiting aspect of the school, part of it is athletics, part of it is the veterans program, part of it is the adult program. But that, and Ryan, I'll direct this question to you. The athletic piece is, I like that, a front porch. If it were a house, it was a front porch.
Absolutely. I think it's tremendous for us at Sandhills to have our athletic program. My wife's our volleyball coach, so I feel pretty.
Is that right?
Pretty excited about our athletic
She's
program.
undefeated right now too. So
yeah, they're doing pretty well. But when you bring a student on campus, a lot of what I do deals with going out to high schools within our area and the surrounding counties and talking to students and getting them to come to our campus to see what we have to offer. And if you come to Sandhills as a high school student or a student of any age, really, we can show you around and show you our campus, and then talk about the athletic programs, talk about the Dempsey Student Center where they hold their contests, and really we're pretty unique to a lot of community colleges in terms of what our facilities are like, as well as what we can offer a student that a lot of others can't. You can be just as involved on our campus as you can at a four-year institution.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of things to take part in, to take pride in, to get on campus and be a part of. So you're not just hopping out of your car and going to class. There's a lot of opportunities for you.
Yeah, there's so much for us to talk about, and our first set is winding down, and we've not been able to get to everybody, so we're going to start that in the second set, and then go into some more specifics about what Sandhills Community College can offer. Social media has got to be the strongest engine that you have, and that wasn't so prevalent in 05 like it is today. And that's got to be something that you can use in advertising and educating. We have more people to talk to. We're going to come back in the second set. Our show is all about Sandhills Community College. This is All Things Moore County.
Our house, it has a crowd. There's always something happening, and it's usually quite loud. Our street, our house, in the middle of our house, it has a crowd. There's always something happening, and it's usually.
Welcome back to our second set. We're talking all about the Sandhills Community College today. It's become, it's grown exponentially over the years, and it's become a part of the fabric of Moore County in so many different ways. We've had a chance to speak to a couple of our guests, but we haven't had a chance to speak to all of them, and I want to do that first before we talk more specifically about some of the things that the community college can offer to students of all ages or all generations. Johnathon Garrison, you have a lot of different responsibilities, but the one that you want to speak about today is the Sandhills Promise Program.
That's right.
And I've heard of it. The last couple of years it's gotten some publicity, but I'd love a cliff view overview of what it is.
Sure. The Promise Program we launched last year, and it is for Moore and Hope County students who are residents of Moore and Hope County, who, if they will take our dual enrollment classes while they're in high school.
Right.
I'm old school, so I say dual enrollment, but it's also referred to as CCP, Career and College Promise. If they take those classes while they're in high school, if they take 4 and they get a 2.0 or higher, so C's or better,
Mm-hmm.
and if they attempt more than 4, then we do ask that they have a 67% or higher completion rate. Then the college will guarantee that we will pay for their tuition absolutely free for the next 2 years immediately following their high school graduation. And this doesn't just include our public institutions. This is our private schools, O'Neill, Calvary, and any homeschool, as long as they're
And homeschool as
that's
well.
That's exactly right.
Is that right?
Yep.
A layman's stupid question. How can a college afford to do that?
We have just to put a plug in, we have one of the best foundations in the country when it comes to fundraising, when it comes to the generosity. This community loves Sandhills.
Yep.
And they love what we do, and they have been so generous
Yep.
that we have been able to say that for the next 2 years, this program can be funded
Wow.
right from our foundation. Dr. Dempsey and our foundation is in the middle of a capital campaign to raise money for this program so we can keep it going for perpetuity. And we're just so grateful for the support of the community that we're able to do this.
As early as last year at this time, even before, even in the political world, there was a lot of talk nationally about free college credits, and there was a lot of back and forth and banter amongst the parties about how can you do this and how can it be paid for. And then you hear about this program locally. But what you're saying is it's all funded locally.
It's 100. I've said this a couple times to some groups that I've talked to. It's one of the only programs that I know that you can see full circle results. The money starts in this community, it goes to students who live in this community, and then those students can get an education and come back and work in this community, and then those students can contribute their income back into the economy of Moore and Hope County. It is a complete full circle approach to what we're doing, and it's an amazing thing to watch.
Under the leadership of Dr. Dempsey, who I think took over in 1989, he has seen, if Sandhills Community College was a person, it's gone from infancy to a mature or a maturing adult. And he's sort of been the father, I guess, hovering over and overseeing everything that's been going on.
This actually, we didn't know this until last year when we launched the Sandhills Promise. This has been his dream since he came to the college. George Little and he have always wanted to do this since he became president. And it's taken, it took a little bit, but he didn't give up. Yeah. And the community was supportive. You look at our scholarship program, not to shift gears, but you look at our scholarship program. Rick Smith, who was the dean of the foundation for many, many years, he talks about we had a small little reception for our scholarship donors and our students in the Teresa Wood reading room in the library. It's not a small space, but it's not a large one either. We now have over 400 people who attend, and we use the gym to have a scholarship dinner. And it's so large, the last several years it's had to be 2 nights. And this is all credited to Dr. Dempsey's leadership, and he has instilled his passion for the college, and it has translated into the community.
There are a lot of families in Moore County who have kids in sophomore, junior, or seniors in high school who are starting to decide and make decisions about where their child is going to go. I remember when I was in high school, I couldn't wait to leave and go away to college. But in those days, my days, college tuition was $4,000 a year. I think my parents wanted to send me as far away, as many states as they could. But today, I think a lot of parents are very compelled by the promise of a 2-year education prior to their child moving on to maybe a 4-year school.
It's been really interesting talking to the different parents. I know Ryan, in his recruiting role, talks to the parents and the students, but it's an amazing thing to be able to look at a parent, and not only not just the student, but the parents who are the ones worrying about how am I going to afford to send my kid to NC State, to East Carolina, or somewhere else. And to be able to look at them and go, you can come here for free for 2 years and have your tuition paid, and the only thing you may have to come out of pocket for is books.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's crazy.
So you can leave Sandhills with your freshman and sophomore years done and be virtually debt-free, if not all debt-free, and then start your junior and senior year. And the thing about it is, a lot of these students, they get to come to the college and they get exposed to our professors, and they may change their mind a few times. It's easier to change your mind with us because we're so affordable than it is to get to NC State or Carolina, where the tuition's a lot higher. and then change your mind a couple times. So then they can go to Carolina or whatever school they're going to, and they can be rooted and grounded in their major. And that's what this program really, it provides financial security for parents, and it provides roots for the children as well.
Ryan?
I was just going to tag on to that thought. Jonathan got to speak a little bit about, if you want to go to North Carolina, you want to go to NC State, wherever you want to end up getting your degree from when you graduate. A lot of folks don't know that we have agreements in place with these different universities and institutions where 100% of what you take at Sandhills is going to transfer, and you're going to go to that school and finish, and at the end of the day, you're going to get the degree you want. And in some cases, like with University of North Carolina with our C-STEP program, we have pathways in place where you apply to Sandhills, then you get in and apply to this program, and you're accepted to the University of North Carolina if you qualify for the program. And as soon as you graduate from Sandhills, you're going in. And within the past month, we've gotten ourselves into a very similar program with NC State University through their Cal School, where we're going to have the same type of opportunity in place with NC State, where they'll be accepted there upon completion of their time at Sandhills.
As Jonathan was talking, you took the thought right out. You just addressed the question I was going to ask. If something, from where I grew up, if something sounds too good to be true, my next question, if I were a parent, would be, what about the transferability of the credits, and so I'll play devil's advocate, and you can just shut me right up. So is the transferability only in state, or is it equal? Will it go out of state if the child wants to go to a college other than in the state of North Carolina?
So in a lot of cases, the answer is going to be yes.
Okay.
It's going to be up to the student to contact those universities out of state to
Okay.
make sure,
Okay.
similar to what you'd have to do with a private in-state institution.
Okay.
As far as our 16 in-state schools go, those credits are going to transfer.
Okay. In our world and in our economy, where a four-year education has, I think it's skyrocketed more than almost the cost of anything in the last 25 years, junior colleges are actually now, they have cool status. Smart, cool, expedient, and it gives the child a chance for 2 years under their belt, so then they can make a very mature decision as to where they want to go after that.
Our students, we have
So you guys are cool. Okay.
we have performance measures, and we can track our students that go on to in-state institutions.
Okay.
And our students academically have performed at or higher than students that start at the four-year schools on a very consistent basis. That's one of the things we sell to our
right?
recruits athletically. And I think there's many reasons for that. One is you're going to be in smaller classes, so it's an adjustment to that four-year institution. You're not going to be in the biggest auditoriums we have, we're going to seat 50 people, and we've only got a few classes that meet there. The class sizes and they're going to be taught by professors, not graduate assistants. They're going to be similar to high school size. However, they're still going to have that rigor that Jonathan was talking about, where you're going to have to become adjusted to college. But by doing that first, many times it leads students to being more successful than if they started at that four-year institution.
Yeah, this is all very compelling stuff, but I'm sure the questions that I would ask would be the questions that some parents might ask, but it's probably an opportunity that you guys relish to answer, right? Because you haven't answered. You all look like you are ready to go. I want to, Rose, George, we haven't spoken to you yet, but you touch on a different leg of what the school offers. You're the director of the Lifelong Learning Institute, getting back to touching all generations.
Right.
Good morning, by the way.
Good morning.
Finally.
Yeah, glad to be back here. I'm part of the Division of Continuing Education and Workforce Development of the area of the college, and we really serve students no matter where they are in their educational goals. So, as much as we love to hope that our kids are going to go pursue a academic career, the realization is that not all kids are going to go to college.
That's right.
So we really pick up those students with the career training classes that we have. We have some great workforce development classes that will actually give them the skills that they need to go out and get those jobs, like you were referring to, the
With
HVAC.
Matt, temp control, right?
Right. Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Right.
Where else can you learn a trade from, rather than somebody that's local, respected, and has a track record, and they can get on-hand training that is not something like a history course, but it's they can just apply it right away.
Right. These are short-term classes. They're very affordable. They have convenient schedules. We have day classes, evening classes, and again, they're gonna get in, and maybe within 6 months or as little as a semester, they're going to have the skills that they need to go out and get that to get that job that's actual a sustainable income for themselves and perhaps a family. Just like as Lindsey was saying, we have many vets coming out of the Army, and maybe they're taking our welding program or our electrical programs. So we serve the same populations as the other side of the house.
I know a young man who's a senior in high school right now who is taking the welding
Awesome.
classes, and I know a lot of students at Pinecrest, for instance, who are taking almost all their courses now at Sandhills Community College and loving it, and loving the fact that they're getting out of the high school environment. It's a great bridge that's provided to these students who are, they're ready to leave high school when they're first semester juniors, and that's what the community. Jonathan, you're saying, yeah, you're right, Bill. Yeah.
Well, the CCP, the Career and College Promise Program, it's free as well. So these students in Moore County and Hope County, if they're in a public institution, they can not only take the classes for free, their books are covered as well for Moore County students. And so those students, we've had some when we're reviewing scholarships. We've got some students, and I've told Lindsey, some have 24 credit hours. Some of them have 30 and 40 credit hours. So they come to us as first-year college students, but second years. They've got the equivalent of 2 semesters already under their belt, and it didn't cost them a dime.
Right.
And that's the beauty of that. Plus, it gives them the exposure while they're in high school of what college really is all about.
Yeah.
The nice thing about, we've had several professors say they did not know that this was a high school student in their class.
Right.
That's how well, they didn't even know it.
The stigma of a junior college from the 1970s to the 1980s used to be, if your child is going to a junior college, they're not ready to step up to the majors, right? And it was almost like junior college was like the minor leagues. But I think you're all dispelling that today and doing a very good job of it. We're going to come back in the third set. This is All Things Moore County.
In the middle of our street, our house. In the middle of our house.
Welcome back to our third set. I'm talking about the Sandhills Community College. The 5 of you have been great spokespeople, very compelling, and you've put a lot of pricks in the balloon about some of the misconceptions about what a junior college is, because in the year 2017, junior colleges are cool and they're smart. And I noticed between the 5 of you, and I'll just throw this out there, there's a consistent passion amongst all of you in the way you speak about the college. Does anybody want to ad lib on that, or just let it go?
We love what we do.
Jonathan.
And we love. I think we all love helping students. One of our core values of the college is helpfulness, and I think that speaks. I think everybody that at this table exhibits helpfulness every day. We love what we do, and we've got a great culture at Sandhills internally that feeds that. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that really starts from the top, all the way down. From Dr. Dempsey, just as Jonathan was mentioning, fosters a culture of helpfulness and integrity, and we're really just like a big family there, and that also translates to our students, that our professors and instructors truly care about student success.
That brings up a question that we hadn't even discussed. Recruiting teachers and professors. The dynamics of that probably changed as well over the last 10 or 15 years, where it becomes more. Ryan?
I can't really speak on that, but to a certain point. But I think that anytime an opportunity comes up for someone to join our team at Sandhills, the response is overwhelming,
Right.
And I think it has to do with how you feel when you step foot on our campus and get to interact with some folks, and it's just a great place to be.
Right.
I think Dr. Dempsey shared back at, was it the Employee Recognition Day, we had a position open in our mailroom, and he shared there was 360 some applicants just for that position. That's how much people want to work at the college.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what's great about
Lindsey?
our community also is because we do have such a large veteran population, our faculty and staff tend to be pretty diverse. And so, and when I say that, what I mean is you're not just having all North Carolinians in the classroom teaching subjects. You have all sorts of faculty members who have such a diverse background that they bring those cultural experiences to the classroom. So our students really get a holistic classroom experience, whether it's on the curriculum or the continuing education side.
Yeah, it reflects the community at large. It's not just North Carolinians, it's Midwesterners, Northeasterners, New Englanders, and Southerners. We still include them. We still
There's
include
still
you.
a few of us left, right,
Yeah,
Aaron?
That's right.
There are a couple of
Can't
natives.
tell by hearing us talk. But.
No, we can't. Ryan, there's a lot, Aaron, there's a lot of things going on under your department with camps. You have a new cross-country and track team pulling together, things that are used as good recruiting tools as well.
Absolutely. A lot of new stuff, which we enjoy. The camps just were a huge hit this summer, and our coaches have worked really hard with that campus-wide. The cross-country program has started really well. Jeff Moody, who is a bit of a Moore County legend, is our coach, and he's the Pied Piper of running along with Nat Carter. And he's done a great job. So the new stuff is a lot of fun. I'd like to encourage people to read about those teams and come see our other teams. We have a website we started last year. It's separate from the college. It's SCC, like Sandhills Community College, so sccflyers.com. And Charlie Bergman writes for us, and Donna Ford takes some fantastic pictures. It's easily one of the best, probably the best community college website in the state for athletics. So there's a ton of information there. We'd love to have you at our home events. We have volleyball games are free and well attended, and in our Dempsey Student Center, as Ryan was talking about earlier, and our basketball games are the same price as a high school game. And
That's crazy.
Both teams have been, our volleyball team's been in the top 10 last few weeks, and both teams are perennially really good. So, but more importantly, we want them to come and watch, but we think people enjoy watching our teams play. The experience, we want the experience of coming on our campus and in our facility to be enjoyable, whether we win or lose, although we do like to win.
Mm-hmm. And that website is sccflyers.com?
You got it.
Okay. That's important because that's another, we're going to post the website information for the college and the SCC Flyers so people can really go on and do kind of like one-stop shopping. And Ryan, the website is a big part of the recruiting aspect of what you do.
Absolutely. If you go to our website, sandhills.edu, you can come and get plenty of information about the school itself. You can also go on there and set up for a campus tour if you'd like to come out and do a personal campus tour, look around and see for yourself what we have to offer. You can schedule those on there as well.
Yeah, you guys should shoot some videos of some of the Pinecrest or Union Pine students who are taking classes at Sandhills and talking about it, what it means to them, because all I have seen is enthusiasm, excitement. They actually enjoy going to school. You get tired of a 4-year school, high school. I'm ready to move on, and
A little different atmosphere at the college.
oh, it's
than most high schools, right?
They're more independent. They're learning to manage their schedules better at an age when they didn't have to when they were just in high school. So it's like a breath of fresh air. and that might be compelling to other students. Just
It's absolutely.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to mention videos with, as far as our facilities, our campus goes.
Oh.
We have an unbelievable drone video that Karen Manning had shot for us, and it does a great job showing off our
Yeah,
campus. And
It's a beautiful video.
It's a great introduction to Sandhills Community College.
and that's on the website.
Yes.
Yeah, you have two, do you not?
The athletics website. We have an athletics website, and then we have the sandhills.edu website.
And two videos on the Sandhills EDU website. I thought I saw two.
We have the one, the drone footage video of the campus, and then we also have the ability, if people have the, I don't know what company makes them, but the 3D or the virtual reality goggles, you can hook your phone up and take a virtual reality campus tour
Crazy.
on our website.
That's crazy.
It's pretty awesome.
Wow. One of the things we talked about a little bit during the break, Rose, was people of all ages who come in for on-job training. There's also a good synergy between employers in the community and people that you enroll who are taking specific trade-related classes. That's very beneficial to them.
Absolutely. We have, not only do our directors and our instructors work with students, to give them the job skills that they need, but they also help them with their resume skills. They help them with interview skills.
Right.
And like I mentioned during the break, we have a steady pipeline of employers that will call us on a daily basis wanting to hire successful students from our programs. And that happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. The mission of the Sandhills Community College is to provide educational opportunities of the highest quality to all people of the Sandhills. The college is committed to the 5 core values of integrity, helpfulness, excellence, respect, and opportunity for all generations. And the piece about the Sandhills Promise is one of your leading, I guess one of your lead dogs in the marketing, because there's so many students who come from families of diverse economic backgrounds. In Moore County, we have diverse economic backgrounds, north and south in the county. So timing couldn't be better. That the kids who might not be able to afford to go away don't have to go away.
That's exactly right. And what we're excited about with the Promise is, a lot of parents, and we say this in financial aid, they look great on paper.
Yeah.
They look great on paper. The income looks good, and when they do their financial aid application, it comes back that they don't qualify for Pell Grant or state grants.
Mm-hmm.
But the Department of Education is not looking at, they got a house payment, they got a car payment, there's insurance, they have other just cost of living. And so the Promise is really helping those families and those students be able to afford college that may have been out of reach. And if anybody has questions, again, my contact information is on our website.
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage any seniors who are wanting to apply for this program to get in contact with me as soon as possible. There are requirements that we do want them to complete, and they have to complete them by the time they graduate. And then if I've got parents who are calling me, their child's in 8th and 9th grade, they're already being proactive. So any questions, please give us a call. With this program, it's especially important, especially with taking those classes while they're in high school.
Yeah.
It's important to be proactive and go ahead and take those classes so that it doesn't slip up on you, especially these seniors. We don't want them to have to take 4 classes in that final semester.
Do the five of you, I'll ask you all this question, do you go out into the community to speak about the college and the different programs, or is this all done where you hope that people gravitate towards the website and reach out to you? Do you go into the schools, the public schools?
Yeah, we're out there a lot.
Okay.
I like to kind of joke with people that our next students aren't sitting in my office, but we're going to get out and be at different college fairs and things of that nature they have at the high schools. We're also at community events, just trying to see and be seen and kind of keep ourselves in the front of people's mind. if for nothing else, so we can kind of make a connection one day so that they'll reach out to us later on.
We're trying to go ahead and get in with the Sandhills Children's Center to start recruiting.
You're starting that young.
Train up a child. We're trying to get them early.
The habits are formed early.
That's right. That's right. And so we're working on that Sandhills Promise. We're going to promise you an education 15 years early. Come on. Yeah.
In many situations, the real estate brokers in Moore County are the first line of contact with people who are coming into the county. And we talk about schools. We talk about rugrats. We talk about care programs, no matter how. We actually should have at our office, and probably a lot of other offices, as much information, printed information, about the community college as possible, because people come in and they think they're hors d'oeuvres and they're hungry and they want as much information as they can get. And even though we tell them go to the website, if they can put something in their hands and take them with them, they will read them in their hotel room or whatever when they're making a decision as to where they're going to live and where they're going to raise their families.
I'll just touch on that just to say that is so true, that we actually got some students this summer in our summer camp programs, military families that were moving into the area. Our camps started mid-June. These were some families moving in July, so this is May time frame, and they had heard from their real estate agent what a great place the college was, and so they were already being proactive so that when they got here, their kids had something to do. And but right, the agent was just singing high praises of the college. And
because of everything that the community college does, we consider it, from our point of view, and maybe this is good feedback for you, that the Sandhills Community College is a sphere of influence in Moore County. Whether residents have students or not, because there are so many events and things that are planned during the course of the year that happen at the Owens Auditorium. And so to be called a sphere of influence is a pretty heady thing, but we have a few here. And I think the Sandhills Community College has really risen above and is continuing to ascend. So you guys make a very compelling case, and so I'm sure you want to encourage as many people to reach out, inquire. Don't prejudge. Don't let your kids influence you. Tell them, we're gonna look through this alley, we're gonna look through this angle before we make some really important decisions. And the employment piece of it with the community college is huge. It's a great recruiting center. Once those students of any age come out and they're looking to stay in Moore County, be on the tax roll, be hired by reputable companies who have a good rapport and relationship with the college. So kudos to all of you. Sandhills.edu is the website. And the sccflyers.com. We're going to put as much information as we can. And I would invite any of you, if you ever wanted to come back and talk about some of the programs. This is a community show, and we try to give the public information. And in doing so, sometimes people would think that's advertising, but it's not. You give them public good information, then they can make an informed decision. And that's kind of what the format is set up for. And it's been too long. We should have had you guys on a long time ago. So I want to thank you, Aaron Denton, the athletic department, Ryan Riggins, director of recruiting, Lindsey Farmer, my replacement for future shows, director of Veterans Affairs, look at her shake her head, Johnathon Garrison, of the Sandhills Promise program, which I think is going to get a lot of traction going forward, and Rose George, the director of the Lifelong Learning Institute. Thank you all for coming. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you for having us on.
Thanks, guys. Lindsey's going to kill me now when the show's over. This is All Things Moore County. Thank you.
In the middle of our house, it has a crowd. There's always something happening, and it's usually quite loud. Our mum, she's so house proud.